guys. Huh. Guess we're going right into this today. So, hi. I'll have to share this in a sec, so bear with me. You know what? We'll do a drawing board there. Let's turn off the background music. No, not captions. Chat. We'll overlay that. Yeah, this is usually the boring stuff I try to do while you see that counter, but somewhere I messed up. So I'm going to start sharing here. Yes, and I do this every single flipping time I go live. I share this in theory with all my social media. So while we're waiting for me to do this nonsense, is anyone online there? Trying to see, I got my computer here. I've got my old webcam right here. Hi. It is dying, but still has enough juice. For those that didn't join me last week, I'll show you what's going on here. My new webcam, right there. And my old webcam. Make a quick adjustment here. Yeah, very unprofessional. There. And I will put this, I won't do this group. All right, because I've already wasted about 3.5 minutes just doing that. All right, so it is Sunday. I am working on my laundry. So a little bit of hurry up and wait, and I'm going to bring up my camera a little bit more. There. All right. Like I said, this is all the nuts and bolts to what you try to do before going live, but it did not work for me this time, so got to see all that awkwardness now. All right, on to drawing. This is weird. My monitor's here. I'm looking here. Um, so this is like everything in my studio is going to be a work in progress. So what I'm going to do today is I'm working through a page. And if you can all still hear me, this is a random page for our next TikTok Tom story. I've been working out a few ideas in my sketchbook here. So this is what I take with me to work, post. Saw this in my studio tour last week. So, so I've got a, so this is one page that was kind of left to my own devices here. Let me just adjust my light a little bit. I think that is about as good as that's getting. So, so I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. As you see, I've pre-ruled my live zone here. Okay, you know what? Is that, no, that still sucks. All right. I will figure out lighting one day. 2 days, not that day. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. All right. Anyone is out there, feel free to say hi. Or if not, that's cool too. Um, sorry, like I said, usually I say hi. Oh, that's awkward. Not, that's cool too. Awkward. I usually do these tests. Um, and yeah, doesn't work on Facebook. Okay. Okay. So I think I've got basically what I want here. So I'm going to actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out because I've got a couple of vertical and a couple of horizontal ideas here. Let's So my first panel is going to be our lead in the story, trying to find his objective in the library. And I do a lot of this. I'm gonna remove this for a second here. I'll figure out, but there's my brow reference. Turn this down again. You know what I'm going to try? Edit. I'm going to test this. Okay. So YouTube's going through, but test is not. Can I share this? Yes, yes I can. Okay. So might actually have to start advertising more YouTube. This is a small panel, so I don't want to overdo too much. What does my sketch look like here? Okay, no one on yet. That's all right. Right, I have to. Okay, I've got Twitch working now. All right, perfect. So I'm hoping, without inundating this, adding too much to this. I can still get across that I'm drawing a library. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. looks a little short. Clean that up a little. Clean up what I've drawn outside. I'm hoping I'm getting my points across. Okay. Okay. Let's figure out put it a little bit later in here. Luckily for me, I'm not lettering this, but I do try to leave a little bit of room for the letters. Yeah, this very bottom is going to be the last panel. See if I can get a little bit of the background. kind of sorry, I'm just kind of going through my sketchbook to see which panel I have next as I fumble everything. This gets really weird when I don't talk much on these things. So I think I've done nothing but half sentences. So I guess the idea is what I've got going is this person is searching for something. I'm going to try to convey in the first panel here that he's in a library. I'm hoping that two heads, a stack of books, and a shoe will do the job. Next, he's in a convenience store. And anyone that's online looking right now, I'm hoping if I've done this right, you will be able to recognize this clerk and where he is and who this one is. Let's change my mind about where I want this, what I want for this panel. The other idea I had was coffee shop. So it looks like I've done this in a bit of a reverse order. I'm doing a little bit more of a ridiculous thing. Okay, there we go. Do this and have the barista. So again, I won't be throwing much detail in here. Just want to throw enough here that this may be a coffee joint. How long? So about half an hour, and that's actually close to half an hour on account of how badly I screwed up my countdown. So, yay. So if anyone is out there checking this out live, feel free to chime in. And yeah, give me something to talk about. So, the thing with Brow here is he ha he is a unicorn man. He has two eyes, but one eyebrow, the unibrow. Nothing wrong with that. I suffer that as well. I have not accepted that, so I try to get try my best to alleviate that problem. You know what? That little barista in there. Barista will be a South Park guy. I'm hoping I didn't lose what I wanted to do in the main point here. I might do a little something in the background just to kind of place beyond the shadow of a doubt where this person is. me get my sketchbook again. So I had an idea for this panel as well. It was going to be my first panel, but I've decided to make it my last panel. So maybe starts off being ridiculous and kind of becomes less ridiculous. Not in there. Okay. Because I don't know any unicorn people, will have the best frame of reference. And this is a lot of my comic page work. And this took me way longer than it should to figure out loosely sketching. And what kills me is this character inhabits a world where he can walk into all of these establishments without a shirt, unhygienic as humanly possible, and still get into these places. But if I were a large unicorned dude with a unibrow, I don't think I'd be in too much of a hurry to stop the guy. And I remember, yes, he has these interesting goggles. And I do this weird thing here. I'll kind of create the shape like he's wearing a mask. And then, yeah. And I'm hoping what I've conveyed here is this person is in the wind. And I will keep tweaking and adjusting. Pretty sure anytime that anyone's ever done art on any level, tweak. Oh, sorry, just kind of. See if I can play this out right. And that's what I do a fair bit too. I'll act out. And speed lines. I really thought this part through. Probably would have done this with borderless. So I should maybe consider getting borderless comic boards so I can do like a splash page without this. Eh, maybe not though, hard to say. And as you can see, there's no real rhyme or reason. I just kind of go back and forth. My goal is to keep these panels within the predetermined live space. Some printing places, especially where we get our books printed nowadays at TikTok Tom, have a threshold, meaning like the stuff I've got outside here because of the idea I have, there's a very real chance outside of this could get cropped out, cut out. Um, like it's a fun thing for me to kind of do here, but it's not so essential to the page layout that if it does get cut out, that I'll lose anything. So, so, but yeah, anyone out there, feel free. Chime in. Want to hear your thoughts, how your day's going. Help me not stray off on tangents and dumb stuff. Do a little bit of cleanup here. Actually, maybe I won't X that out. I'll figure out my lighting in a sec. For those seeing where I had X's there, that's kind of an old school comic book person's penciler's way to inform an inker that there's a spot here that you can just kind of paint over in black. I'm not sure how that goes these days, because when I first started taking an interest in this stuff, pencilers weren't as tight with their pencils, so it gave the ink, and if you had a separate inker, um, you had a separate inker, pencils would be a little looser, and then the inker can kind of put their flavor spin on things. You know where I haven't shared this yet? Instagram. Oh well. All right. All right. What I might actually do now is maybe now that I kind of know there's only a few panels, what I'm going to do is maybe just kind of make sure they're straight. I've already laid this out with blue pencil, but go over again with just my regular pencil. And if I was skilled technically, what I probably would have done is actually just drawn this as a splash page and then just kind of Photoshop different panels in there, but I'm not, so I will not. This is not working out the way I want. A doofy looking grin. Mustache braids. Ark, hey, thanks for stopping in. Have someone to talk to. Yay. All right. What is happening? Sorry, I'm reading here, but I have the camera. Yeah, I've made some changes to my camera arrangement. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it. This is my. It's the middle of the story. That's what I'm going to say. Actually, you know what? I can say it. Page four of my story. Um, this one was I didn't have for anyone that else that may be on here. Scribbles is an old friend of mine, also working on TikTok Tom with the rest of us. But this is page four. And the thing was, this page did not have a layout. Um, Chetan did not give me a layout and told me to kind of go with my own strange thoughts. And my strange thoughts, as it were, um, was the idea is my character, or our character here, Brow, not our character, but the main antagonist in my chapter here, Brow, is searching for something, and he's going all over the place looking for it. Um, my idea, being left to my own devices, was, and I'm hoping this reads properly, um, he's first in a library, and the librarian is telling him to shush, despite the fact that he is a very large, very hairy biker guy with a unibrow and is has a horn. The next page, he is at a convenience store. I don't know if you can read here, but it says, "I'm not even supposed to be here today." You know where I'm going with that one. Next is he is at a coffee shop. He stole this guy's coffee and he's rolling it, and for some reason he thinks the artifact that he's looking for is going to be on the roll up the rim. Now, if any of my American friends are watching this and don't get roll up the rim, our what's perceived as Canada's coffee shop, Tim Hortons, every so often does a thing called roll up the rim, and what we would do is take a my coffee cup that's my iced tea can, would roll up the rim and tell you if you had a prize or not. He's thinking that that prize is going to be the artifact he's looking for. It won't be. I'm not wrecking any of the story by saying that. My goal was to have what should be a legitimate search is this guy looking in all the wrong places. And in the last here, you see here he's on his bike still going around town, just driving. And then the last, yes, it is. This is my TikTok Tom story, which incidentally, my chapter does not have Tom in it at all. This chapter I'm working on actually doesn't have any of the regular TikTok Tom group. I am working with entirely new characters for this chapter. So that's kind of exciting. Um, this last page here which or the last panel here, I've kind of worked into the rest of the page, and where he's searching is probably like when you're on a mission is going to be the stupidest place you're going to be able to find something. He's at a, we'll say bar. We'll say bar. So in the foreground here, I've like he's at the bar, it's on a table. What I'm hoping to convey here, page four out of my 10-page story. I kept this one, working on this, saving this one for the end. I've got most of the other pages drawn out. I think the only other page I'm working on is 9. I have some thoughts on that, but I don't know which way they're going to go yet. I've got a layout, but I feel like I could probably maybe add something. But this page here, this last panel, he is at a bar, and this bar you can see here. I'm hoping I conveyed this right. Nice. I've got pages 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10 completely done, or pretty well done. I can start inking those. Page 4 I saved to the end because this one I didn't have a layout and I was told to kind of go about my own um, layout, and this is ultimately what I decided. And page 9, I've got a layout, but there may be some tweaks I want to explore before committing, and then after that, it's just straight on inking. I don't know how much of that I'm going to do online, just so I avoid spoil or okay. Yeah, page 10 was easy. It was a um like a I don't want to say pinup, but one single drawing. I've got 3 of those in my story, 3 uh kind of pinup pages, and that's kind of what I like. My last one is I like that because where it takes place, I don't have a background to work on. And speaking of backgrounds, I better get this background. I want to convey that this guy's not at a great bar, so, but I don't know if having like a pair of legs here connected up here um, kind of convey where I'm trying to establish where this guy is. So I'll maybe, because this is my big panel. Oh, thanks. Um, just do a little bit of cleanup there. But I'm hoping I kind of convey what I'm like to show off what I'm actually trying to communicate here. So maybe here I'll maybe have a stage with some silhouette figures. Um, so that's the other thing. Like I'm like Mark here is also fairly old school. Um, but I do draw, like as you can see, I'm drawing on a physical page, like pencil, paper. Um, I do, I don't have a drawing tablet. I do have an iPad. I am learning drawing on that, and right now what I use it for mainly is maybe some cleanup. Maybe I might noodle and add and subtract a few things, but nothing for complete drawings. But yeah, what usually gets me inspired, and I know I'm gonna butcher this something awful. Um, Mark's known me long enough to know that as far as among my influences, this Savage Dragon, the Eric Larson. um, because his stuff after all these years is still exciting to look at. Nothing, nothing wrong with storytelling. Again, Larson's a great storyteller, but I do feel like a lot of uh, comics and some of the storytelling part kind of miss the action part. So, and as you can see, I've got no linear process here. I'm bouncing from panel to panel, so on and so forth, debating whether or not I want to blacken these in or just kind of figure out what kind of backgrounds I want to do in here. But for now, I will focus on brow. Actually, clean that up a little bit. And again, this is not official dialogue I'm doing, but I did want to indicate to um, chatting kind of the idea what I want to have here. Because of how small these are actually going to be when printed, I want to make sure that there's enough to convey what is going on. Um, Another influence of mine, I don't think I talk about as much, are like as much of an image guy as I was as a kid. There were older school artists that I still look at for storytelling. Sal Buscema is one. That was a guy that could draw an entire page, and a writer wouldn't be able, or wouldn't have to put an ounce of dialogue in those pages because what Sal got on the board told the story. There was like during that Image Exodus, I was still reading Spectacular Spider-Man specifically for Sal Buscema and the writer J.M. DeMatteis. Um, and you and I would have been 13, 14 when this came out, but Spectacular 200, which was a landmark issue, the death of Harry Osborn. For those that haven't read it 32 years later, yeah, he died in that one. Um, but the writer, Mr. DeMatteis, had said the last page he had all this dialogue ready to go. It was going to be this like, and back then, littering a page with dialogue was all the rage. And then he didn't end up putting anything because Buscema was like what Buscema had put down in the pages, like facial expressions, body language, all of that was so on point that that one page had absolutely no dialogue. And it and it was great. I haven't kept up on Spider-Man for a lot of years. I know a while back during Brand New Day they did bring back Harry Osborn, but I guess the Nick Spencer run kind of negated that. So Harry Osborn is dead again, which means, or was never alive in the first place. Complicated, but it's now a death that gets to stay in canon, especially in this day of just everyone coming back from the dead. So, Mark is still there? Let me know. If not, thanks for stopping in anyway. But yeah, and if there's anyone else out there, feel free. Like, drop in, say hi. Alrighty. I have been at this for over an hour. All right. Probably could keep drawing all day. Who knows? I might actually use the restream, but I give might have to stop this soon because even though it is Sunday and kind of a chill day, I am still in the middle of laundry, so I will have to take a pause and actually handle that. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to look up something here, and this is what happens like anyone stuck. That was not the image I would have wanted. All right, so and Just do a silhouette I don't need. Even though I'm showing this person at a sketchy place, I don't need to be graphic about it. You know what? Actually, before I wrap up, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to grab a figure. What kind of figure can I grab here? Ha, here we are. So, Wolverine piece, and a statuette. All right. I think for now I'm going to consider this done. Uh, yeah. You know what? Let us. Hi. All right. Let's get back in here. Let's remove the chat. All right. So for now, this is done. Well, not done. I still have a lot of work to do on it. I may come back a little later. I'm not sure. But for Mark and anyone else that's checking this out live or afterwards, thank you very much. And hope to do this again real soon, or at least get some kind of timetable on when to do this soon. So, all right, we will do this.